Oh boy, I'm exhausted right now. I have been going at what feels like 1,000 miles per hour, which is why I'm lagging on the videos. I have just had quite the life experiences the past couple weeks. I took off some vacation with my children before school started, and that was an experience. And then I proceeded to go camping this weekend, and I'm running on such low sleep amounts. I can't do a sentence. Like, I was sitting down, I have like massive notes for the video that I was gonna do today, and I'll do that some other time again. But for right now, what you guys are gonna experience is what an actual week in my keto life looks like, because that's what I've got a lot of video footage of, and so that's what you guys are gonna get. A lot different than what I've normally done, and so I hope you guys enjoy this style of doing this, and I am gonna ramble if I don't shut up.
Today is Thursday, ice cream.
Ooh, so it's Friday.
It's Friday.
I've taken this week off for vacation. My vacation is essentially cleaning out closets in my home and hanging out with my kids and having quality time, just relaxing. Next week, I start school. I start another kind of graduate program, this time in holistic wellness and nutrition. So I'm finally pursuing that. I'd been kind of holding it off. I thought I was going to start it back this spring, but then because I was finishing up another course or another school piece, I needed a little bit more time in order to finish that. And now that I'm past that, I can finally start this program, and I'm excited. I've got my books now, and I feel ready to learn. I was scared when I got my course list and my books list that it was going to be more heavily like vegan or vegetarian based, but no, it's across the spectrum of, you know, eating foods from all food groups, but eating them in the right portions and eating them in the right balance in order to make sure that you're getting all your micro and macronutrients in there. Well, the diets will probably promote something that's a little bit more high carb than what I would like. I do feel like it's going to be a worthwhile lesson. I figured I'd also take a moment to, in this, these little clips from each day, is to answer a question that somebody put out there on my channel. So the question was, since my coffee beverage has changed and I am no longer having dairy, why am I doing a tablespoon of coconut oil and a tablespoon of MCT oil versus just doing 2 tablespoons of MCT oil? Wouldn't MCT oil be better for me? And the response is yes, in some senses, MCT oil might be perceived to be better, but because I am not acclimated to having that much MCT oil, and MCT oil hits your body differently than coconut oil, I am choosing to avoid that much MCT oil at this point. Plus, coconut oil adds a different flavor. MCT oil on its own doesn't have any flavor, so that is kind of why I went that route. Do I want to build up my tolerance of MCT oil to be able to handle and drink more? No, because in order to do that, you kind of go through some awkward phases with it, and having all that extra oil in your body can create kind of a hardship on your digestive system, and when that happens, you can experience just a whole lot of different things. And I'm okay with avoiding that. So yeah, gonna go about things the way that I've been doing it. It just adds a little bit more flavor, and you know what, at the end of the day, I'm fat adapted. It's the same amount of fat, you know, basically, and I'm being fueled. I'm being able to go longer without having a full meal, and it's still, you know, right around that 250 calorie mark, which is where I like to stay with my morning drink. So yeah, I'm happy.
12 seconds later.
Really quick, the last thing that I forgot to say was that I attempted to make keto tortillas last night, and I'm basically 10 for 10 at sucking at every recipe I've been able to find of keto tortillas, because none of them turn out and they basically fail super hard making them. And I'm great at making pancakes, so I don't see why tortillas would be that much more different. I'm gonna just blame the recipes that I've come across. I tried this recipe on like a griddle thing, and I tried it in a frying pan, and both times it basically just ended up in a massive, like, mushy mess. Ow, 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 ow. Of course, of course, of course, of course, of course. Some people think they're dangerous, they walk on fire. I walk on Legos. So, yep. The number of times I've almost broken my ankle on one of those things is ridiculous.
This Saturday we gon' party all night.
Saturday, yay! I weighed myself today because I weighed myself, and I use this day to kind of say what I've weighed for the week. I came in at 133 pounds, which is one of my lowest weights in a very, very long time, and that feels amazing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. However, I've had sort of a lazy day. I had huge intentions for this whole time off of all these things that I was gonna do, and if you're like me and you are pretty much busy all the time, like I'm straight up just crazy busy all the time between work, kids. I am almost done with, well, I am done now. I just don't have a final grade yet with my master's. I'm starting my whole holistic wellness practitioner program, and I've already got my books, and I opened one of my books today just to kind of start flipping through it, and there's like an entire 4 chapters about how fat is good for you and how to use fat to your advantage and how to be healthy while eating fat and the best kinds of fats. So I'm excited. I definitely picked the right program, and I'm looking forward to going through everything. That is kind of my exciting Saturday. Seeing some weight loss come off, being uber lazy and not working out. Oh, and I had these grand plans. Sorry, I got off track. I had these grand plans of you know, organizing every nook and cranny in my house, and that didn't happen because literally this is my life. This is no joke. This is so much of these. These are the big ones, so these don't hurt as bad, but these are all over my house. So that was part of my goal for this week off, as well as documenting everything. So yeah, that is my life. Picking up Legos, stepping on Legos, crying over Legos.
Today is Sunday, Sunday chicken, all you lucky children, well that's okay.
So it's now Sunday, and we are back from camping, and I'm exhausted. I got 0 sleep. I don't know how I am even functioning right now, but we're back. We made it in one piece. We did lots of hiking. I foresee that I'm going to be sore and feeling off for at least the next week. We climbed this huge mountain and had these beautiful views, and it was amazing. Pretty sure I slept on a rock, and I slept with one child on one side, one child on the other side, and one child grabbing my hair, one child using my face as a pillow. So camping was a little rough, to say the least, but we all made it back in one piece, and time to get into the regular Sunday routine, which this is not going to be interesting at all, but I like to start my house somewhat clean on Mondays, and so time to pick up and try to get back into the actual groove of living in civilization again. So, yay!
Ladies and gentlemen, get off the dance floor and start doing your chores. It's Sunday afternoon.
It's Sunday afternoon, and there are a few things that I have to do, and I'm gonna do them. It's Sunday afternoon.
So it's Monday. And I'm getting ready to work out. I'm going to be working out on my Max trainer. I'll probably do this for like 15 to 20 minutes, and then I'll do some body-based workouts, and then I'll jump in my sauna for 30 minutes and sweat out every whatever junk's in my body. I'll just sweat it on out, and then I'll go take a shower and kind of get on with the rest of my day. Personally, for me, the reason why I work out is essentially just to make sure that if somebody snaps a photo of me at a work function or at a social situation or at a family gathering, that I look decent in it. Majority of my bad before pictures are 100% like the candids that somebody gets of you when you're not paying attention. And those are, to me, the most real kind of example of what your body actually looks like. We get that initial like, oh wow, I did gain a lot of weight, or I have gained weight, or my body doesn't look as great as I thought it did. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be motivated to work out, to be motivated to get healthy. Those pictures just suck. And so part of my workout goal is to get ahead of those pictures being taken of me. So I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna get sweaty, I'm gonna go in my sauna. Our sauna is one of the major purchases that we've made this year. We make one major purchase every single year, and that's geared to our health. We basically penny pinch, save our money throughout the year in order to get these bigger purchases and make it work so we're not like paying for it on a credit card or anything like that. We try to avoid that. That's just the way we live. So a couple years ago, it was this Max trainer. We save our money, any kind of pennies from heaven or, you know, tax refund or anything that we get throughout the year, it all goes to eventually cover and pay for those things. So yeah, that is what I'm doing on this Monday. As far as food goes, I start my day off every single day, even though I'm on vacation right now, with a coffee. I just like the energy that it gives me, plus I like the fact that I get my collagen in that way. I'm really about getting my collagen in. I feel like that's helped a lot with my skin, as well as, again, helping me to prevent loose skin as much as possible. From there, for lunch today, I ended up having some summer sausage as well as a whole avocado with some tomato salsa. I kind of make my guacamole with that, and so I enjoyed that for lunch. For dinner tonight, we're gonna do like a big salad with lots of olive oil, lemon. I'm gonna throw some kelp granules on there in order to make sure I'm getting my iodine in. Salt, pepper, that's what will be on that salad. So I'll end up grilling some steak. I'll probably do it on skewers, and then I'll do some shrimp as well on skewers and put that on the grill. And my dessert will be kind of this coconut mousse I make. So I take coconut milk from a can. I just take the cream, so I make sure to put it in the fridge so that the cream rises to the top and then the water kind of goes to the bottom. I take all that cream out, I take a little bit of the water and then save the water if I want to have coconut water or high fat, no sugar coconut water. That's a great way to get it in there. And I'll put that in a blender. I'll put some cocoa powder in it, blend that up until it becomes like a mousse, and then I'll dish it out for me and my husband into 2 bowls, and then cover it with coconut flakes and then cacao nibs. And that will be our dessert. I'm not adding stevia since I'm avoiding sweeteners right now, and it's still very, very sweet and delicious. So it's Tuesday, snap beans. My hair is still slightly wet because I just got out of the shower, but I'm gonna try and film this little segment before my youngest wakes up. There is a toy that keeps going off in the background, and I've tried to move it, but it just keeps going off. There's nothing touching it, so I don't know, maybe I'm having a little bit of a paranormal moment in my house, which I don't think I am. One of the questions that I get often is why my kids are not on a ketogenic diet, and is that because I secretly don't think keto is the best diet? And the answer is my kids aren't on a ketogenic diet because there's no reason to put them on it. And yes, of course, I think it's the best diet for those people who make an active choice to be on it and find that it works well for them. So My kids are healthy. They're at a healthy weight. They don't need to lose weight. I am blessed with 2 kids that don't have any medical needs to be on a restrictive diet of any sort. My children go to school. They go to childcare. They go to other friends' birthday parties, people's houses. They go to family events. They go to restaurants. They go to a lot of situations in which it would be very hard to have kids on any kind of specific kind of keto diet. Yes, they definitely eat a lower carb diet than their peers in their classroom or other kids their age. Of course they do. We just don't have a lot of, carbohydrate-based foods in our home, but my kids do still eat things like bananas and apples, and they'll have sweet potatoes, they'll eat rice, they'll eat that kind of stuff with their meal, and I don't have any shame about giving it to them. They, again, they're in the ideal range for their height and their weight. So I am, ecstatic about that. I don't really feel like I need to do much more than just present a good relationship with food, try to be a good role model for being healthy, taking care of myself. They see mommy working out regularly and taking care of herself, and that's the image I want to project on my kids, is just kind of no nonsense, just being a healthy person, having a good relationship with food, not having a negative image about my body, just being really just emotionally well balanced when it comes to everything. My children are not being raised in a way that makes them feel like they are restrictive or limited from their peers, and that's great. When my kids go out and hang out with their friends, they don't say things like, ooh, if you eat that, that's bad, which is something I want them to avoid doing. I don't want them to cast shame onto other kids about the right way to eat. I just want my kids to eat as balanced as I can get them to eat. Kids are fickle, and so any parent will know that it's, sometimes hard to get your kids to eat their plates, and so I just want to make sure that they're eating as balanced as I can get them to eat, and that they have a healthy relationship with food, and that I am not doing anything to negatively or emotionally impact their relationship with food. Since I am somebody that had an emotional response to food, I binged eat, I got onto a pattern of restrictive eating, I don't want my kids to ever feel that way. And I think there's a lot with society, images and media, just all that kind of stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm not generating it onto them. I'm not saying that if you have your kids on a ketogenic diet, that is necessarily bad. It's just not a choice that I'm willing to make, and that's just kind of my stance. So yeah, that's why my kids are not keto.
I'm popping willies on a Wednesday.
Full disclosure, there's a cat on my lap, and she's hairy as I need to brush her. I'm a bad human owner of a cat. Otherwise, this week has been going great. I'm glad to have been able to share a little bit more in depth day to day, answer some questions along the way about keto, this whole kind of keto YouTube experience, and just kind of where I'm going on some of the stuff that I'm doing in order to kind of better educate myself and just be a better keto person that you guys can watch. So yeah, until next time, I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope everything's going good on your journey, and I will see you guys later. Bye.